Hello again, family and friends, dear ones who knew Laura or had some kind of connection to her life. I've written down some notes to kind of help me out with this tribute, and I really want to recognize her creative gift that I was often envious of, and it fascinated me. She was an artist with a unique and potent and contagious creativity. One of the expressions of that creativity was this ability to convert old and broken and forgotten things, objects, into works of art. She loved to go to flea markets and treasure hunt at antique malls, and found joy in discovering the uncommon and rare and obscure, and rescuing these dusty things from their lonely settings. And mining their potential and worth and value, and representing the beauty that was in them all along. I watched her do this with furniture and vintage decor. She won an award for transforming a chair into a piece of modern art. The presence of her personality carried an irresistible invitation to be more uniquely yourself around her. We would often have paint parties at our house, and she had a rule that guests for the first time had to paint a canvas. We have a canvas wall of paintings that guests in our home have made. And that was her contagious creativity. I also watched her translate this into moments of everyday life. Our drives back and forth from the hospital, she turned into dates and precious time spent in deep conversation and laughter and silliness. In the darkest valleys we walked through together, she took time to find the flowers and to see the beauty in the moments, even of life's catastrophes and cataclysms. And that contagious creativity awakened a poet in me. A few months ago, I started writing, and I wrote this in the waiting room of the hospital. And it's about her and her ability to recognize beauty, to invite those around her to be more uniquely themselves. We may find beauty hiding everywhere if we are bothered or brave enough to look. We may recognize beauty in the vibrant wrapping of a flower, See how it dresses itself in dazzling hues, a burst of violets and reds, hoisted aloft a shoot of green and yellow. We may also discover beauty in the symmetry of its cells or the intricacy of its genes. Notice the elegance of its transport systems and chemical reactions, a factory of anthocyanins and carotenoids producing pigment that is pushed to the outer layers of the skin. It may be, after all, that we recognize beauty in anything we assign it to because we are aware and choose to acknowledge it exists. How sensitive is our awareness of beauty? How deeply can we choose to be moved by the numinous and the mundane? How wide is our periphery and how tuned is our perception to recognize its presence? It is there, not just in the colors and the forms. It is there in the moments and the spaces between moments. It is there in the chords and the melodies, in the laughter of family, in the quiet pauses and deep breaths. It is there in the hugs and the kisses and whispers of, "I love you." It is there in the hellos and goodbyes, in the hard work and afternoon naps, in the garden and the graveyard. We may find beauty in the possibility of an ever-growing awareness that we are included in an ongoing dance and invited to participate as uniquely articulate expressions of beauty. Laura's artistic creativity and invitation to express your own unique creativity radiated far beyond the limitations of her physical form. Her perspective of reality was unlike anything I've ever encountered, and she found beauty even in the midst of tragedy to discover ever new ways to leave the world a better place than we found it, a more loving, a more caring, a more compassionate, a more kind, a more aesthetic world. And through every valley she walked through, she carried dazzling sunlight.